Where can you find some of the biggest trees in the world? Are you stumped? Today we're at Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks in Central California. Would you believe it? I'm Sarah Hodico, and you're in SpecTrex. Sequoia and Kings Canyon are right next to each other, so the Park Service sort of treats them like one national park. Sequoia is known for its massive trees, and Kings Canyon is known for its mountainous terrain and rivers. On the beginning of our trek, we're headed to the northern section of the parks. Our first stop is Grant Grove. Originally an old logging area, it's home to many giant sequoias. This log tunnel is known as the Fallen Monarch. It's 125 feet long and was hollowed out by fire before it fell over 300 years ago. Even after sequoias die, their thick bark resists decay and can last thousands of years. Various folks once lived in here, and at one point it was a hotel and saloon. Gambling Cabin, up ahead, was built in 1872. It's believed to be the very first permanent structure in the area used by cattle ranchers. Later, it was used by the U.S. Cavalry and then became a home for the first park ranger here. A short climb and we're headed to the main attraction of Grant Grove, the General Grant tree. It's said to be the second largest tree on Earth. It's 268 feet tall and estimated to be over 1,700 years old. It's also the widest known sequoia, with the base of its trunk measuring 40 feet across. As the sun continues to rise, we make our next stop at Hume Lake, all the way down there. Now a popular spot for vacationers, Hume was once an old logging town. This human-made reservoir was used to float logs down into the valley, where they'd be turned into lumber. The Hume Lake Dam was built in the early 1900s and is said to be the world's first concrete structure of its kind. It still stands today as it was originally built. There used to be a sawmill here, but it burned down a long time ago. The canyons of Kings Canyon are a lot smoother than the mountain peaks, thanks to rivers of flowing glacial water. Just a trickle now late in the summer, Grizzly Falls has a whopping 75-foot drop. After a winter snowmelt, this fall is so massive, it's hard to get this close. And the Kings River is now just a peaceful stream from this view at Boydton Caverns. Roaring River Falls empties into a pool that's popular for swimming in the summer. At its low point, like right now, the fall has a drop of about 40 feet. Next stop, Zumwalt Meadow. The trail leads to an old bridge with some pretty amazing views of the river and mountains. It's nice to cool off on a hot summer day. This is Zumwalt Meadow. Its lush landscape has surrounding views of steep granite cliffs and grass that's over 5 feet tall. Now we're heading deep into the Sequoia region to the southern area of the parks. Up ahead is Moloch Rock, a large granite dome located in the center of Sequoia. It has a 400-step stairway that was built in the 1930s to allow visitors to hike all the way up. The view from the top rocks. After a quick rest stop, we met a wild turkey. But this fellow doesn't like foul jokes. This tunnel, cut into granite rock, is called, surprise, Tunnel Rock. It used to be part of the original road up the mountain, but now it's too small for all the traffic. Yes, giant pine cones! Also, this fallen sequoia is known as the auto log. A long time ago, it was an attraction that had visitors drive onto the log for a photo op. Not anymore. Living on the edge here is Hanging Rock. Without any fear of heights, no one is bolder. Also, please be careful when venturing off the trails. We're now entering the giant forest, land of mystery, magic, and 5 of the 10 largest trees in the world. We don't know exactly why sequoias get so big, but they do get a lot of water from the winter snowmelt, and they live a really long time. Early attempts were made to log sequoias, but they splinter easily, making them undesirable for lumbering. And that's a good thing, otherwise we might not be able to enjoy them today. A lot of sequoias have fire scars. The thick bark insulates the tree and is resistant to flames. Due to air pockets, the burning leaves unique details in the trunks as they regrow. Fire's actually good as it helps regenerate growth on the forest floor. The president tree is the 3rd largest tree in the world and is said to be the oldest at 3,200 years. That's a lot of birthday candles. The Congress group are 2 dense groves of sequoias that are aptly named the House and the Senate. This is the General Sherman tree. By volume, it's the largest living tree in the world. It has a height of 275 feet and a diameter of 25 feet. It's estimated to be over 2,500 years old. The top of the tree is actually dead, but it still continues to grow wider every year. It's quite a view from Cattle Cabin. This is one of the few structures left from the days when ranchers settled the giant forest area. Crescent Meadow is known as the gem of the Sierra, with its lush landscapes of wildflowers during the summer months. Anybody home? This is Tharp's log, built by cattle rancher Hale Tharp. It's made out of a giant fallen sequoia that was hollowed out by fire and has a fireplace, table, and a bed. Sequoia and Kings Canyon is one of the few national parks where most of the land is just backcountry. So to really experience all it has to offer, you're gonna have to start walking. Or find yourself a horse. I'm Sarah Hadico. See you next time.